A trial to move timber by rail rather than road for the first time in more than a decade in Scotland has been hailed both a commercial and environmental success. The project saw logs transported by rail from the far north to Inverness, taking the equivalent of 250 lorries off the road. Ian McInnes has more.
They're a familiar sight on Scotland's rural roads. Heavy lorries laden with timber, moving from forestry sites to wood processing plants and sawmills. These logs, like most of the timber that's moved across Scotland, came here today by road. But the point of this trial is to try and prove the efficiency of moving our timber on Scotland's railways. The 6-week trial, funded by the Scottish Government, has seen 3 trains a week running from Georgebus Junction in the north, south to Inverness, and the potential benefits are widespread.
There's big environmental benefits in terms of the damage to local roads, some fragile rural roads that really aren't suited to 44-tonne lorries. And then you've got the big climate change benefit. We've got this climate challenge we're facing now, and rail is much more carbon efficient than road haulage.
Victa Rail, the company running the trial, say it's been a success, but lessons have been learned.
It's very much about proving that rail can do timber in Scotland. There's been no domestic movements for 12, 15 years. There's political pressure to make it happen. We wanted to prove it can happen. Clearly we've had support from Transport Scotland. What we want to do is to make this a sustainable commercial operation going forward, and this is very much about learning the lessons and understanding what we need to do to achieve that.
And big companies have bought into this. Norbord, who make wood panelling, have been supplied by the trial, and they're in the middle of a major expansion.
That means a lot more road transport, both for inward coming goods, which is principally wood and resin, and obviously for outgoing board. Both an economic, a logistic, and environmental perspective, rail is something that we're keen to look at.
The trial will now be reviewed, but the hope is that a regular service could be running by next year. Ian McInnes, reporting Scotland.